we just like to have a little bit like but yeah, Mika's like she's kind of like the trans elder.
Why are you
Well,
telling everyone I'm
hold on.
trans?
I'm trying to hide that shit.
I tell people I'm trans.
God damn it.
Yeah, I was talking to the girl from New York, and she was just like, she's like, I respect whatever, I was like, yeah, what's up there? And I get called Daniel left and right, and she was like, you know what, I respect whatever, whatever you feel like you are. And I was like, even if I talk like this. And she's the sweetest. So, and her name's Bree. So,
Ooh.
yeah.
Nice.
Bree St. Joseph.
Bree St.
Oh
Marty.
my god. That makes put that together and makes a Jesus.
Yeah. Well, it's yeah, we had somebody on. We had a person on the podcast who I looked up to. It was like one of the first people that I think it was maybe Tori that like I was like I took a lot of my inspiration off of her, and she came on and told Mika that she took all of her inspiration off of Mika, and that way Mika's my grand inspiration. Yeah. So how it
There you
works.
have it.
Even though I'm old and Mika's not. Well, no, Mika's old. Just kidding.
I'm very old.
You're very old.
We're all old.
Uh,
And I'm going through a midlife crisis, apparently. So,
yeah.
I mean,
See,
I went
I'm,
through a
I'm,
quarter life crisis.
I'm waiting on mine.
An ongoing.
Yeah, that's just I live in crisis. So there you go.
Right.
It's just a life, great. Yeah.
It's the same.
Oh.
So in the last couple of days, I got my lips redone and I got my hair dyed.
Let's see. Come close.
Oh, they're still swollen and really dry.
Hold on, let me move. Okay, perfect. They look pretty. They look really pretty.
Yeah. Damn.
Now when I suck a dick, it's gonna look so sexy. Like that.
Damn. There's your cold open.
No. Well, actually, what I really want to do for the cold open is take Dexter down.
Awesome, imagine.
Absolutely. No, it's happening.
We got told on one of the comments on our YouTube, one of our YouTube shorts was, get Dexter before those guys get him, and I was just like, thanks.
Someone said that?
Somebody
Yeah.
said that.
Yeah. The
I was
comments
like-
on the YouTube shorts were really shitty, so I just turned them off.
Oh, I like reading crappy comments.
I
They're
mean,
they're such an inspiration.
but when they're all the same,
Sometimes
It's
they
like-
inspire you like out of spite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all
These
need
ones-
therapy.
These
Y'all
ones
just a
weren't the
bunch
good
of
ones.
bros.
These were like, y'all know y'all are guys, right? And it's like, what? Shut the fuck.
No.
I feel like they also like
No.
so unoriginal most of the time. It's like copy and paste.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they all say the same shit.
Well, I always got like, they're like, you're a man, right? I'm like, one of us has to be. You little bitch.
Somebody has to wear pants.
They just want attention. The best thing
Yeah.
is to not feed the trolls, because once you acknowledge them, that's exactly what
Yeah.
they want, and then they
Yeah.
just get bigger and stronger, and they keep going.
Yeah.
Or-
it's like Chappelle when he's like, "Gotcha, bitch."
Or you murder them and then they won't get bigger. That's how murdering works.
Also true.
You hit record way too soon.
Now
Now that's on tape.
we also got your mic
I'm
deep
gonna,
throat on
this
tape,
is
so
gonna be the
worth
longest
it.
cold open ever.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, parents and teachers, and principals and chefs and
What about trans
dog
women and
walkers.
trans men?
I don't talk to trans women or trans men.
Mm-mm.
Just kidding. We're here for everybody. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Girl Dad Girls podcast. My name is Michaela Garcia. Back with me, as always, is Bree St. Marie and that QT Danny B and our
Whoa, me?
very special guest,
Wow.
Miss Cleo Corraine.
Oh,
Hi,
Hi.
Cleo.
oh
Hi,
wow.
ladies.
Hi there.
Wow, she's
Thank you for
cute.
having
Oh
me.
my goodness.
She's kind of cute.
This is my first podcast like ever. So
Really?
Ooh,
nice.
This is Cherry.
Yeah. Stuck at other podcasts. We got our
Oh.
first.
yeah.
Well, just a
Um,
heads up, since it's your first podcast, on this podcast, we don't talk about politics or religion, and we don't fucking cuss. Okay?
Fucking right.
I'm just kidding.
For
You can do
sure.
whatever you want. We don't care.
and we always shy away from our dead names.
Yep.
Definitely.
Except for me.
Yeah.
You guys that?
Wait, do you know what a dead name is, Cleo?
What?
Do you know what a dead name is?
Yeah, it's like your previous name, right? Before transition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you trans?
There it is.
Another
I am,
one.
unfortunately.
Oh my god, everyone, that's so awesome.
I know we just all randomly happen to be trans, isn't
I
that?
don't know how it always
So
happens, but it
crazy,
seems
that's
to work
all.
out. So that's really cool.
That's so
Welcome to the
fascinating.
show.
I wanted to start a podcast called Girl Dad Girls for, girl dads, and apparently these two showed up, and
Have we even talked to a dad yet?
No.
Mika is on tonight.
No,
Cleo.
Cleo. Excuse me, Danny. Excuse me, Danny.
Sorry,
I
host.
want the
Sorry,
opening
host.
question. Is that
Sorry,
okay?
sorry, host.
Thank you. Cleo, I heard you were on 90 Day Fiance.
That's right.
How was Jeff Probst? Was he really cool? Did you find an immunity idol? Did you kick anyone off the island? How was that whole thing?
I mean, how was the experience overall?
Yeah.
Mika's on.
I mean, I didn't really meet anybody aside from my ex, so it's the only person that I got to meet.
Oh,
out
Jeff
of the...
Probst wasn't there? I'm just kidding. I'm confusing 90 Day Fiance with Survivor. So I'm totally just playing with you. I'm sorry.
Well, it would just fly right above my head like autism moments.
So 90 Day Fiance. What is that? Tell us about that.
Oh, I mean, it's this show where these couples go, and normally they're really like functional, like really perfect, and there's never any problem or issues whatsoever. Yeah, that's.
I mean, you seem pretty perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Wait, I have a sound for that.
It's like a smooth.
Yeah. Hey, Cleo, how you doing?
Already.
I have to admit, I've never seen that show. Is it like, do you go on a show with your own
Hold on,
fiance?
like, are you
or...
like serious? Like you've never seen it before?
I've never seen it.
I haven't either.
Do you go on with your own
No,
fiance,
like,
or do
you
they like
kidding me?
assign
Like,
you a
for real.
fiance?
So like I had actually not seen it before, but I only saw like a few like videos on YouTube. But it's basically like you go on that show like with somebody that you're actually dating. So like it's not like one of those shows where you just like get paired up with somebody, or there's a bunch of
that'd be
people
fun.
in a house or an island or whatever. No, a couple, like a real couple, goes on the show. And normally this couple is intending to potentially getting engaged at some point, because that's the only way that they can eventually live together, considering that it's people that don't live in the same country. Does that make sense?
Is this? Wait, hang on. Are you pulling the curtain back and revealing the wizard? Like, because I thought a 90 Day Fiance for me personally was like, yeah, these people don't know each other, and then, but
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was like
Honestly,
a mail-ordered fiance, and it's like a 90-day trial
No,
to see
it's
how it
really-
plays out being engaged.
this,
Oh my god! Like, no, it's not. It's not like that. Like, not that I knew a lot about it. So basically, it was totally like one of the two people has to sign up. Like, and my ex signed us up, and then he told me, and then basically it was like I just found out like the next day, and I was, yeah. So like, and then after that, they contacted us, and they were like, yeah, we're really interested. And so that's how it works. But like, we could have known each other for as long as we wanted. Like, as in, even if we knew each other for like 2 years in the past, they would have still been okay with that. Like, it doesn't matter. I guess some people might have just recently met, and others not.
Did you have to pretend like you had just met there?
Not that at all. No, it was like they were just honest about when we met and everything.
Oh,
Did you win the show?
Well, the only like trophy you could get is your relationship to outlast the show. So I guess I didn't.
Like those who didn't come out with a trophy are like,
I did
whoa,
not come out with a
shit.
trophy.
Like Squid Games, but like
not from the show
relationship.
itself,
Squid Games.
from the relationship.
90 Days of Squid.
It's like
So were you on for an episode, or was it like a whole season type of thing?
No, it was a whole season. It was like, I think it was like, I don't actually even know, but like I think it was around like 12 episodes, I want to say, something like that.
Damn.
Cool.
what is it like? Because you record for a couple hours a day for an
Mm.
episode.
It's pretty much a day thing. Like it's you film for the day.
And but if you're only doing so it was only for like 12 days. So like, how long were you out there? You like were you just hanging out in between?
I mean, at the end, it was pretty much like we were filmed like throughout the day.
Yeah. Wow.
So like we weren't like. I mean, I'm not sure. Like, as in, we pretty much were filmed the whole day.
Oh, just the
So
entire
do you just
time.
act natural and there's a camera crew there the whole time? Or are they just like, let's sit over here because it looks more romantic. Let me set up our lighting. Like, give us a few
It's
minutes to adjust and
pretty,
then we'll
like-
start recording.
It's pretty like, obviously, places and everything needs to be okay with the cameras. Like, it needs to work. But other than that, it's like they just film you. They don't does not scripts or anything like that. Like, they just film your YouTube basically, and then it's up to the person. How much they want to talk about themselves or get personal.
Were any of the other runners up cute that you could be like, hey, by the way, you got second, I got third. We're single.
Like you mean like as in like any of the other guys that were on the show?
Yeah, like I mean, like because you said, I guess. Well, I guess everybody can win technically because you don't have to like break the other couple up. It's like
Right? Yeah.
we can't all get out of here. We still gotta end it all. But did you meet you didn't meet anybody else that was like interesting that you kept in touch with?
I do keep in touch with some people, mostly Statler and Jasmine, from my season, but I haven't met them in person. I only got to meet them when we did like a studio recording, and I wasn't on site. So I only got to meet them like remotely, like you guys.
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
Wow.
That's so cool, though.
That's
It is
awesome.
cool.
Was it around like a trans, or were you the only one that was trans on the show?
I was the first ever trans person
Yeah.
on the show.
Yeah.
Like there hadn't been a trans person before me. After me, Nikki is is there right now.
Yeah.
She's been really supportive. Yeah, she's another person I met through the show, and it's been really supportive towards me. But obviously, she wasn't part of my season. She was the following season of another like section of the show. But yeah, sorry, what was the question?
Oh no, just basically like I didn't know if this was like a special, like they were like, we're just gonna branch out and like see if we can do, because some people want to do like an entire like episode just on trans men and trans women, and
No, it was like, I think for this specific show, it's like it really is up to the couple. So like they would just like take some couples on, and then in our case, obviously I happen to be trans, and therefore it was the first trans person on the show, but it was totally like random, if that makes sense. And so there wasn't any other trans people there. And you only get to spend time with your partner. You don't really get to meet any of the other people. You just filmed for like a set amount of days, spending time with your partner.
Wait. There wasn't like one or two like cute boom arm guys. I mean, those guys are holding that boom for a long. They're gonna be like ripped, right? There weren't any cute ones that were like.
Now, when you say boom, what are you talking about?
Boom.
Boom mic.
Boom, boom.
Oh, boom mic. Oh,
What does it mean?
A boom mic? It's
Yeah.
like the one that hangs
It's
over.
the long
like,
one on a stick that they put over your head.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's like it's basically these people are like holding this heavy microphone up forever, and they gotta be ripped, and they must have intimate knowledge of you.
Hold on. Are you talking about the people that were there, like as in the runners and the people that were on set? If there was anyone cute there?
yeah, the filming crew.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I think that there was somebody that's really cute, but like they're not they're not straight, but they look really cute, and I love them so much. They're like a really nice person, but they look really like good looking, and I always tell them. But yeah,
Really?
I
Oh,
always
that's
thought
fun.
the gaffer on the film crew had a funny name. It's like, what's their job? Do they just tuck all day?
yeah.
So, well, and this may be so. You made it off the show. Y'all didn't break up on the show.
No, we didn't break up the show. There was obviously there was drama. There was plenty of drama, but we stayed together. And at least I thought everything was fine. For most of the time, I guess, or on and off, like there was signs that maybe it wasn't, but I don't know. I chose to be the Lulu. The Lulu is
Well,
the Lulu. In this
he
case, it
sound
wasn't.
he sounds like an idiot. So, because
Yeah.
you are wonderful. So,
So I'm a little. I do have a question because I kind of watched one of the follow-up videos for you two on YouTube, and there was a little bit of misunderstanding of when the question came up of did you two hook up, and you were like yes, and he's like no.
Oh my god, you guys, that was so weird. Like that was insanely weird to me.
Yeah, he's like refuting it. Like no, that didn't
Because
happen.
the weirdest part is that it was really like not necessarily like, and it was like kind of like a non-issue because every single couple on the show gets asked that question. Like it's
Mhm.
like if you've watched any other previous, it's like a standard thing. So it was really not a non-issue, but for some reason there was so much back and forth from him, and I was so confused. And the last thing is that I had to go ahead and say it, and so I said okay, and then I did, and then suddenly he was like, it's nobody's business. Nobody needs to know." And I was like, "You just told me, like you just
Oh,
literally
great.
told me I had to," and then.
well,
And I was like,
isn't
what is going on? It was really, that was the first thing that I should have walked the hell out, because not because it was such a major thing, but it was strange. And I
well,
kind of
Yeah.
should have, yeah.
I've been asked out by guys, and then they want to hook up, and then when I'm like, no, let's go get dinner first. They're like, I don't know if I may be too embarrassed to be seen with a trans person, and I was like, you know what? I am embarrassed all the time because people are always staring at me. I'm going to be embarrassed to be with a giant pansy like you. So,
So are we
because
getting dinner or no?
yeah, so
Yes or
Like,
no,
I'm
right
embarrassed
now.
of you.
yeah, I mean, like these guys, they think that they're like it's all about their just toxic masculinity, and they're like, oh, I don't want to be seen with like as anything other than like
Like,
a feral.
I don't want to be seen as, like, not straight.
Yeah. Wait, does it make me gay? And it's like,
Like,
do
I'm
I
so
look like a
straight.
dude? I mean, I know I sound like one, but
You're like not a woman, right?
oh yeah, I had a guy tell me he's like, I need to
But you did
cancel
that.
tonight because I've never been on a date with not a woman before, and I was like, you still haven't, and you won't. So
And you want another one.
yeah.
Cleo, I know in reality TV shows, there's a lot of editing that happens. And a lot of times they'll take video and they'll make it seem so much different than what actually happened. Did that happen at all in your case on any of your episodes?
I have to be honest. Not really. Not
No?
really. Like, I actually, like, I watched the show and I was like, this is, like, very accurate. And, like,
Oh,
I
okay.
think it really depends. Okay, there's obviously, like, not everything makes it because it's just, like, they film, like, for certain, obviously you film throughout the day, and, obviously they have to make, like, I think it's, like, 15 minutes per couple each episode, so obviously they can't fit everything. But in terms of, like, a representation of, like, our personalities and, the way we were behaving or stuff like that, it was fairly accurate. And, like, I feel that it was a really kind of honest kind of representation. That doesn't mean I don't really know about all the other couples and how they feel, but definitely within our couple, I feel it was pretty honest.
Okay.
Do you think if you had been like, hanging out in the
I think
kitchen or
it
whatever?
was maybe just like there was one part, like, it seemed like I was more stressed about whether he liked me or not, like, but not just because of the amount of time that was repeated. But
the guy who brought
also,
you on the show. It's like,
yeah, but also like I guess I had valid reasons to like because of the back and forth and everything. So,
yeah,
but yeah, I wasn't really. I didn't think he didn't like me because he was really forward. So like, I think it was more like a in front of the camera thing
yeah. I
where he
mean,
was like different.
I don't know if y'all noticed, but I act a little differently when I'm on this camera.
No.
But one thing I did want to ask is if you'd been like hanging out in the kitchen with your significant other and been like, you know what, let's go have sex, would they just like all the camera crew just swarm on you and be like, we got to film this?
Well, that's not very hypothetical because it did not happen like that. I mean, that would be like, seriously need to be paid a lot for that.
Well, I mean, I know like with when they used to do like the Real World and stuff like that, like they would always film them like, I mean, it was creepy security camera.
I think that they would probably love that. They would cut part out. They would cut parts out, but like
They'd be like, that's
maybe
for
the
our after
introduction,
hours.
maybe just the introduction to whatever's happening would make it, and the rest will be cut for
Yeah,
decency
like,
purposes on national television. But
90-day OnlyFans fiance.
yeah, exactly.
I've always wanted to know with reality TV shows, when they cut to a commercial, like what do you guys do during that time?
Stop.
Oh, that was like it's like what do you mean? It's like not live.
Oh, I guess I'm
It's
confusing it
it's not
again.
Big Brother.
But
I was like, are you in the middle of like
Move.
a dinner date, and then they're like, okay, we got to go to commercial, and then you just like pause.
no. It's like
45 seconds, and then when you come back,
It's like, damn it, Danny.
You picked a really poor position to hold. This is a long one.
Okay. Would you do it again? And if so, who would you do it with?
I would at this present point, I would certainly not do it with him.
Oh yeah, well, he's a ding dong.
If
Sounds
I
like
was
he doesn't
to do
deserve
it
you
with
at
anyone
all.
else, I generally okay. So the thing about me, like I am, like I'm kind of like I'm demisexual. So like
Hey.
I'm only attracted to like one person at a time, which is
Another Leviathan.
incredibly annoying. Like it's
I'm attracted to one
incredibly
person
annoying.
right
Like
now.
it's really annoying,
Sorry.
and therefore like there's nobody else. Like I still think it's so weird. Like even though everything that happened, I can't find myself attracted to anyone else. So, like it's gonna take a while before I'm able to. So I really wouldn't know who else. I mean, maybe I should like think of some actors, but my working memory is like pretty poor, so I wouldn't be able to like just think of any actor's name, top of my head.
Yeah, just think on it. I mean, it's cool. Whatever.
What was that actor? What was that actor in the 90 Shades of Grey? The Irish guy. He's pretty hot.
Vin Diesel.
Danielle
Right.
Breer.
Is it?
What? Oh, I don't.
I don't think so.
I'm not.
No.
Mika,
What?
Mika, come on! You're not playing it. You're not playing the music.
Pick Liam Neeson.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Liam Neeson can take in me anytime he wants.
Oh my gosh.
So Cleo, how long have you been transitioning?
A long time, like a half a century, literally. Like, well, not like
50 years?
15.
You look
50.
great.
How
Like
long is a
14
century?
Maybe no. Hold on. I think it's more like medically transitioning. It's probably around, in terms of hormones, probably around 11 years. I want to say 11 years. I could be wrong, but I think it's around 11 years.
You make
Wow.
Mika even look like a noob.
Mhm.
Wow.
I've only
Oh.
been doing it for 7 years.
I've only been on like estrogens for most of the time, and then on T blockers, and that's all I've been on. So I know some people get on progesterone, but they don't really prescribe it in England. So
You're in
I've been
England.
on that for a
Oh,
long time.
that's right. I knew this. I knew you were. Yeah.
Have you had any procedures or operations?
no, I obviously had lip fillers. Let's not kid ourselves. My lips were pretty big to start with, but I had like a little top up. But I haven't had any feminizing procedures, like nowhere in my body or face, and obviously that's kind of annoying because I would love to, but like I was never able
Kind
to
of
afford it.
annoying. That's like, you look great. I don't even think you need
Yeah, you
anything.
look. I mean,
Yeah.
but it's
I mean,
all
my
in.
hairline is like my hairline is like the size of Russia, so I probably would need to have that resized at some point.
You're talking to the USSR right here.
It's
Well,
mine is
but
like
like,
more on the mine is like
This is
more on the sides. It's
fucking
like
Cold
like
War
it's like
Russia right here.
mine is more like Vegeta, like whatever. Like it's like a V
Oh
kind
my
of shape.
god,
Like it's
like
well,
9,000.
oh, and
I
like
went.
I hate my Adam's apple. Like it's like also like I have this weird curse that like every time I date somebody, they have no Adam's apple. Like I have never dated a guy that had an Adam's apple.
I don't have one.
Like and I feel like I'm the one with the bigger Adam's apple. Like this is really annoying. Like I hate
I
that.
mean,
I
you
mean,
know,
when I used to date guys, I was always the one with the bigger penis. So I mean, I kind of get it.
you know,
Yeah,
you know.
it hits really
Yeah.
good in the pride.
No, it's I mean, it is night and day. I mean, like I go back and look at pictures before did all this stuff,
I mean,
and
I was just gonna say, when it comes to transcendental guys, you never know. I might be happier about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. Oh no, absolutely. There were a couple guys
It's just
in
like-
LA.
Like,
Yeah.
the fetishization is real.
Yeah. It doesn't really assuage a lot of like the imposter syndrome though. Like I was out at a run club 2 days ago. You know, I have boobs now. I have my face done. I lost my Adam's apple. They got rid of it. And
You could do
I
that?
was walking around and I just kind of looked.
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
Hold on.
And-
Yeah, go on. Just
That's okay.
my phone just like glitched, and I don't know. I can see you again.
Okay.
You're there.
Okay. But yeah, like I mean, people were coming up and they were like talking to me like they would talk to a girl, you know, like, and I was just like, I felt weird. I was like, why are they talking to me like this? And I was like, oh wait, that's right, I look like this. And it took me a
Right.
bit before I was like, oh hi.
That's
But it's
amazing.
just
Like that must be like a really really good feeling. Like,
it's
but
weird.
also like you still have that same imposter syndrome, I guess. Like, despite
Yeah,
that.
it doesn't go away. It doesn't get better. I mean, it gets easier to deal with, I guess, and to
Mhm.
hide, but it doesn't go away, and it's still, you know, because you find something else to get. Like I obsess with my voice now. I try to fix it, but it doesn't. I just sound like fucking Mickey Mouse. So you know, you obsess about one, you know, or the way that I walk. I was walking to my car and I saw all these dudes walking by, and they were like, "Look at that dude," and I was like, "Yep," because the way I walk, it's fine. But like, yeah, you can fix as much as you want. And the one thing I always say is anybody who's listening who says if you tell somebody they don't need it, then you might as well just shut up because it's not up to you. Like people are like, "Oh, Danny, you didn't need the surgery," and I was like, "It wasn't up to you, stupid. I thought I did."
True.
And so
Like
I
I
did.
feel like sometimes like when people like compliment you, like they compliment a trans person, like, oh, you don't need to have like breasts. Like there's plenty of like cis women that don't have breasts, or you know, you don't need this or that. Like, you know, at the end of the day, like it's whatever your dysphoria is about, or whatever makes
Yeah.
you feel like whatever is gender affirming and for you and gives you gender euphoria. I think that's what you should go for. And whatever people say, it doesn't really matter because they're not in your body and shouldn't have an opinion on it.
I tell them to suck my dick.
And they do.
So Cleo, you're pretty vocal about your autism. Forgive me, I don't know a lot about it. Would you mind like just giving us kind of like just, I mean, how it's affected you? Like what? Explain to somebody like that doesn't understand it.
Right. So, like, autism is a neurodevelopmental disability, meaning that it's not acquired. It's something that people are born with. And it's like a genetic variation that essentially it's actually been scientifically proven to be useful to humanity in some ways because it's a gene that has been selected over and over through generations, so it's never been gotten rid of. But in all, it causes problems with communication, regulation of senses, regulation of emotions, also the ability to read between the lines, taking things literally. People can get sensory overloaded by various things, but there's also different levels of autism. So, for example, I'm level 1, meaning that I am what is considered low support needs. And then there's level 2 and level 3. And obviously, somebody that's on level 3 will require a lot of support to go through a lot of different activities. Back in the day, there used to be different like syndromes for people that had level 1, such as myself, but those have been now it's sort of eliminated, and it's like all considered as a spectrum, and that presents in various different ways. I hope I said everything, but like obviously it affects me in various ways. Like it affects my communication, especially when I'm for prolonged periods of time with a number of people, or like sometimes when people make jokes, I don't necessarily get them right away unless they're really like properly explained to me. I tend to take words for granted. Like, if somebody says something and then they actually mean something else or they behave differently, I just go by what they've said and I take that literally.
Like sarcasm is
sarcasm. I have to really force it. Like I can kind of really force it, but like sometimes I'm not naturally dry, and people say, "Oh my god, you're so funny," and I'm like, I didn't know.
You should hang out with Mika.
I wasn't trying to be.
Yeah, can you?
Like, I'll take it.
Can you read sarcasm on other people, or is it hard for you to pick up on it?
It's really hard. As a teenager, I never could. Like, I literally never could. Like, people would just be sarcastic to me all the time, and I'd just be like, "Oh, really? Oh my god!" And it'd be like it was like a recurring joke. And it took me several years to try and recognize the voice intonation that people use when they're sarcastic, and now I've gotten a lot better, but like it's not perfect.
So, were you diagnosed with autism at a young age, or were you?
I was diagnosed with ADHD as a young age, and then I was diagnosed with autism in my 20s.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So the person I'm dating right now, her oldest boy is 8 years old, and he's autistic as well. And it's very frustrating for me, not because he's autistic, but because I just want to communicate with him so bad. But he is nonverbal, and it's just hard to communicate with him. I want to play with him, and I want to make him happy when he's feeling down. You can tell he gets frustrated and stuff, and it's kind of a hard position to be in because I want to be a support, but I have no idea how to support him. And
I think it's obviously like I'm not like too qualified in terms of like I was studying psychology, which I paused, and I'm planning to resume. Obviously, I'm sure there's people that are way more knowledgeable about how to make sure that a person with that is nonverbal can be facilitated or made to feel comfortable in certain situations. But I think the thing with autism is like overall, if we get overwhelmed and there's really not much helping other than letting the person kind of like either have a little break by themselves, even if it seems frustrating. It seems like you're wasting time, or you're not getting the things done that you needed to do. You can't go where you needed to go. But at the end of the day, if there's a block, if there's like a shutdown, it's pretty much really hard to get out of that place. And oftentimes it's just about your senses or your brain or your emotion kind of calming naturally. But I don't think you should feel bad because just because a person with autism doesn't seem like they are necessarily communicating with you a lot, they might still love you or really care about you. I mean, I've had examples where, my mom was here and I was having more shutdowns and I wasn't talking to her because I just was in my autistic shutdown mode, and she just knew, and I just, she knew that I wasn't upset at her or anything. So
over the years, because I've known him for almost 5 years now. He used to not communicate almost at all. He would just kind of screech or chirp or yell. He would get very frustrated and he would hurt himself because he had no idea how to communicate. So he would kind of take it out on himself out of frustration. But in just like the last year, I would say his speech has developed so much, and he could speak and he could ask for what he needs, and he's coming around. But yeah,
that's wonderful.
It's pretty cool to see him grow like that.
That must be really beautiful to like see that, he's able to make progress like that.
Yeah. And like you said, you really can see the love, because even if he can't speak to me or say my name, if I reach out and extend my arms, he'll give me a hug. Like, it's really cool.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's great.
Yeah.
I love that.
I feel like people see it as this like very detrimental. Like this is life ending kind of
like a life sentence kind of thing.
Yeah, and I've met several trans women who are out and out with their autism and very vocal about it, and it's really nice to see that y'all are like getting out and showing the world that like you don't have to. It doesn't have to be a death sentence. It's not a death sentence. You can
Yeah,
be
I mean,
successful.
I mean, this sounds weird, but like I hate having ADHD way more than I hate being autistic, because I feel like being autistic is obviously presents certain problems and can be frustrating at times, but it's just the way I feel. It's just the way my brain is wired. Whereas ADHD is just really annoying. Like it's just like really kind of detrimental to what you're trying to achieve, or
Yeah,
like if I could get rid of something, I'd get rid of my ADHD.
Honestly, with mine though, I do find that I can hyper focus though. So like sometimes when I want to, I want to get into somewhere in Modern Warfare Z because Bree and Mika won't play with me. And so I need to solo a mission, and I will hyper focus and look down at 9 o'clock, and it will be 1 a.m. and I'm like, how the hell did that happen?
You're like, what's happened?
Yeah, I don't know how. And I mean, I wouldn't have to. I could be done by like 10:30 if I had people to play with me. Yeah, hyper focusing really kind of like it's good and bad because I can get a lot of work done solo.
It is. Caffeine helps.
But you said caffeine.
Caffeine helps getting you into
so does Adderall.
I do Concerta.
It does.
Yeah. And Wellbutrin, apparently.
I can't sleep though with Adderall. Like it totally gets rid of my ability to sleep, which is so like frustrating.
That's why I take it at like 6 a.m, and then it's done by 10 at night.
That's good.
Yeah.
I found that like I couldn't do caffeine. When I first started on my my Concerta methylphenidate, I was drinking probably like 2 or 3 pots of coffee a day with it, and I was awake from about 10 a.m.
you
till
must
4
have been
p.m.
hype, like literally jittery.
I was productive for about 15 minutes, and then I was just out, and I cut the coffee out, and now I can play Call of Duty for 5 or 6 hours. So
we love that
solo by myself. So
cut your coffee down. It's
What's your favorite kind of coffee?
I actually stopped drinking coffee too, but I used to. I just drink like matcha latte.
Ooh, nice.
Like
Those are good.
Something
with like vanilla syrup, or like just the plain one, because it's like fairly strong. Like it's like similar to a coffee.
Wow.
Do any of you ladies like those boba drinks with like those little gooey
tapioca
tapioca
pearls?
Yeah.
Yes.
I hate those things. They're disgusting. I wanted them to be like Tootsie Rolls or something like that, but they were like little soggy, like jelly. I don't like them.
Make it let loose
when you first try them.
Yeah. Make it let loose. Tell us about what you think they really felt like.
They freaking suck.
It's just tapioca, but it's a pudding. I had one of those. That was my last coffee drink before I had my face cut open. And Nicolas Caged my ass. But anyways, that's awesome. I do have a little bit more lighthearted question if you're down for that.
Sure.
Okay, this is one that I love to ask because it's so much fun. Cleo, what do you think your transition theme song would be?
So I think like,
damn it, she's right on it.
I don't know, like it's like something that like it would be like hard to just do one song, because
yeah, that's true.
Like it's like it's more I think about the vibe, because like I feel like my transition, if I think about my transition, is like probably like several steps or stages, but like just in terms of like vibes, like there's one song that I really love from a band called Black Mouth Super Rainbow. It's just like a really like not necessarily
a cool name for a band.
I know, that's so cool, and I actually got to speak to the the main guy, like the lead of the band, like on Instagram. Like it was so.
Is he hot?
he's pretty hot. Like
Okay.
he's pretty hot, I gotta say.
He's pretty-
But it wasn't. It was just literally just I was like fangirling. I was like, oh my god, like your music really changed my life. And the song is called "The Healing Power of Nothing," and it's like a really vibey, like indie rock electro song. And it's like it's kind of like a love song, and like yeah, it's just like I don't know, like it feels about like this healing kind of thing, but at the same time, it's like almost like doesn't really get better. Like it's kind of, I love like I'm a sad girl, like I love sad music and all that. So like those lyrics are really chill.
Nice.
That's awesome. That yeah, we've been asking that question for a while, and it's really nice to see that people have like such meaningful songs. Things that really touch them. So
Yeah,
Um,
music is great.
it might be actually now that I'm thinking about time. Is it time for a minute of Mika?
I think it is.
60 seconds.
We have a special thing.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to a Mika Minute. What's up, Danny?
Wow.
Chloe. I love doing the Mika Minute because we talk to so many trans individuals and we talk about so much trans topics, and it gets a little stale in my opinion. So I like to ask just some random, more personal questions just to get to know you a little bit more as a person. Is that cool?
Sure.
Okay, you ready for these? I totally came up with these
Sure.
like 5 minutes ago.
All right.
Okay, question number 1. If you were to open a restaurant, what would be your restaurant's name and signature dish?
Oh my god.
Mhm.
I know the signature dish, but I don't know the restaurant name. Like
Okay, what's
I'm
the dish?
notoriously bad with like naming things at first. Like it would probably be like melanzane parmigiana, which is like parmigiana, which is like it's like chicken parmesan, but it's made with aubergines. Like it's an Italian recipe, and I don't know, like it's like a
Dang.
childhood thing. Like that'll probably be my
Sounds
signature
good.
dish.
That sounds good. We'll help you come up with a name. What should your name be, ladies?
Bordello. Just one single
maybe
red light out front.
Maybe aubergine. Maybe it should be called aubergine because it's like aubergine is like eggplant in English. Like I think you guys call it eggplant, right?
Oh yeah, we
Oh,
do.
yeah,
It doesn't
yeah,
taste
yeah.
anything like an egg.
I think-
It tastes a little bit more like a
Right.
plant.
Or
Yeah.
maybe we should call it.
We call it
maybe we should call it eggplant.
I like it.
Okay. Have the whole dick
Um,
connotation too, so perfect.
I know it's funny.
Eggplants. We had a lot of eggplant in LA.
Question number 2. This is a long one. You ready?
Okay.
Well, actually, I think this was the longer one. Anyway, okay, question number 2. If you fell into a container of chemical waste and suddenly developed superpowers, would you use would you use your new superpowers for good or evil? Would you help people or would you just help yourself?
Universe domination.
I knew
Yeah,
it. I knew it. You
yeah.
have that vibe. I get that vibe from you.
I love it. I love it. That's awesome.
Without
How
hesitation.
How dare you misgender me?
Oh.
What would be the coolest superpower?
But
That's
it
not
will,
on here.
but it would create a probably better universe, like a more inclusive universe.
Okay,
Oh.
nice.
So there's good to that.
You know,
Fair
I
enough.
always wanted that superpower. What was the X?
What would you guys? Okay, sorry to interrupt. What superpower would you guys pick? Like if you could pick a superpower, it could be
I mean-
like anything.
The one from X-Men with that woman where she could become anything that she wanted
Mystique.
and what's Mystique? Yeah, like
Yeah.
where because it's like I saw like Mystique transform into like a really hot woman. I was like, I want to do that.
That's
it
fair.
takes a lot longer in real life.
We love that.
My superpower would obviously create world peace because my superpower would give every man and trans woman the exact same length and size penis. Because if everyone was the same, no one would be in competition. Boom, world peace.
Now we would be
solved.
buying big cars or
Well,
projecting.
but it's
Yes.
kind of like that what was that book where like if you were too pretty you'd wear a mask and if you were too strong you'd like wear weights and you remember reading that book? I feel like if
it's
you
a
were,
book? Then no, I don't know.
No.
oh yeah, it's a book. Yeah. So yeah, I figure. No, but it was like if somebody was too pretty, they made them wear an ugly mask, and if they were too strong, they made them wear weights. And I feel like if you were to like do that, then people would be like, "Well, I use it better." And it's like, "Well, now we need to nerf that."
Oh, you
Nerfing
think so?
nerfing is a term in Modern Warfare. I know you guys don't know this because you don't play it with me.
I've actually heard it before, but I'm not too sure I remember what it means.
Nerfing, it's
Yeah.
when they weaken something.
Right.
But yeah, so they in Call of Duty. For those who play with me, it's when they make a weapon less powerful. So
I think I remember the connotation actually now that you mention it.
yeah, so
Yeah.
But
Anyway.
ladies, don't you think if everyone had the same penis size, everyone would get along? Because you know Trump is the way he is because he's got a small dick.
a tiny little hand.
Little doll hands.
I kept trying to make it bigger by pulling on it, but it was so tiny.
What would be your superpower, Bree?
Oh, mine sounds stupid now. I'd probably be the chick version of Professor X.
Oh, you want to be in a wheelchair?
No, not that
I'm
part.
gonna be bald.
Oh,
Not that part. Just the mind control part.
oh, okay, like Jean Grey.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
nice.
Perfect.
There you go.
Yeah.
There's already one of those.
Yeah, there is. already
Okay,
one
last
of those.
question. Cleo, okay. If you could live in any fictional universe from a book, movie, TV show, or video game, which would you choose? And why?
It would probably be a video game. Like, I mean, I'm a Final Fantasy nerd. I don't know, you might never have heard of that game. Like, it used to be
We've
really
heard.
popular in the 90s. But like, my favorite is like Final Fantasy IX. Is like this really like steampunky, like fantasy kind of medieval, but also like steampunky world, and I just love that vibe. So probably that.
Nice. That's a good answer.
That's a good answer.
Wow.
Ladies, you want to take a crack at that one?
You know, honestly, the X-Men, if I could be Mystique. Boom. No, or Harry Potter. I'd go into Harry Potter because everybody hates Harry Potter, and I'd be like, you know what? I'm gonna go in and be that trans woman who's fucking cool. So I'd say, J.K. Rowling, you got to write about this shit now, you dumb bitch.
Mm-hmm.
It's so weird.
Yeah, but then again, I'm weird too, so it's okay. I mean, I actively sport my name around. So, anyways, but Brika.
Y'all are probably gonna think I need therapy with my answer.
Yeah. Oh, because your answer.
The Fallout world.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
a dystopian, all disaster world?
Yeah,
You,
because
like,
it's
into,
like
like,
walking
survival?
around. Yeah, walking around in a big batch of "I told you so" and we killed everything. So.
I mean, there's a lot of people that love that game, so
I have probably 20,000 hours in that game.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing instead of playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare
Like
Zombies.
no.
Truth comes out.
So ever since college, like Fallout 3, Fallout 4, all the DLCs, like I get lost in that game.
So
Nice.
RPGs are a vibe. Like, RPGs are great.
Yeah, and
Does
Skyrim.
this make you Bree, does this make you happy or anxious?
That's
Bottle
so
cap.
much money.
Is that the currency in the game?
Yeah,
Bottle caps? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, those are star caps
Wow.
too. Those will get you a special
Wow.
thing in New Vegas. New Vegas turns you trans too. So
Oh shit!
Hey, what?
there's a whole thing about Fallout New Vegas turning you trans.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's cool.
It's a reach, but
Is it like a conspiracy theory?
there's
There's
like
fan
a
theory?
there's a mutant in there that is trans. It's like a nightkin or something, but it's like this massive, muscly mutant guy that's got like it goes by Daisy or something if I remember correctly. But it's got like a little gardening hat on and like very girly glasses, and they're like, that is what is turning all the kids trans. Like, what?
See, for me, it was the COVID shot.
Oh yeah, that mixed with some 5G.
Mhm.
It's and being too close to a windmill. All that energy that a windmill puts out.
Yeah, and microwaves.
Well, my fictional universe is Mass Effect. I don't know if anyone's played the Mass Effect video game series. It's kind of like a Star Trek-y, Star Warsy.
I'm familiar. Like, I mean, I haven't played it, but I know what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I really like that universe. I think that'd be really cool. Also, I think it would make a really good like TV show. I think we need to get on it. Come on, BioWare.
Okay, fair enough.
Video games are
Anyway, that's been
returning to
Mika's
full
10-minute
shows.
minute. So thank you, Chloe, for participating in that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You made it
We can
through.
do it. Wait, you're not
I
going to play
did.
the outro? Oh.
I don't
Oh,
have
we're
an
gonna- I thought we
outro
were
for
gonna
that
do
one.
There's
I
no
don't think.
outro. Okay. Well,
Anyways,
that brings me to my question.
We have to go in a round robin sort of approach.
Now, if you had anybody that you knew that you wanted to see on this show, who would you pick?
So I have a friend, Junior. They're non-binary, and I really love them. So potentially them.
That'd be fun.
But also I don't know. Like I was thinking, maybe like a couple. I mean, they and their partner, they're both non-binary, and they're really cool. They're just going to be on a documentary here in England fairly soon. From my modeling agency. And I think they're pretty cool people, and they're really nice. So maybe I'll nominate them.
What are their names?
Junior and Y.
Okay.
Junior and Y.
Junior and Y. Okay. All right.
Awesome. Yes.
Cool.
We'll hit them up.
Cool. That's awesome. Well, cool. Yeah, like I guess we've been doing this for a bit. We should probably do some closing thoughts. What do y'all think? You think about? I think so. Yes, we're gonna do that. Anyways, good contribution, everybody. So Cleo, it's been so awesome to get to talk to you. It's great to hear about your your all the media stuff, but I really enjoyed hearing you talk about just dealing with autism and how you're showing off that you can be a really successful person. And I mean, you're a stunningly beautiful person inside and out. So
Thank you.
But and just keep on doing what you're doing because you're killing it. So
Thank you. And I'm just gonna say, it's so nice to be here. Thank you for having me. It's really therapeutic, and just being with the community, especially after everything like this last few days. So I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Sure.
absolutely.
Absolutely.
Mika?
Yeah, Chloe, thank you so much for being here. You're such a sweetheart. I'm sorry you didn't win 90 Day Fiance, but hopefully if they do a 91 Day Fiance, they'll invite you back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cleo, if you need a better partner, just hit me up.
Yep, there it is.
There it is.
There it is. And Dexter's trans, by the way. Everybody who's listening to this.
Oh, everybody knows that. He does not
I'm
need
gonna put
saving,
that-
by the
Can
way.
we just make that into a YouTube short? Dexter's trans, everybody.
Yeah. It's done. Cut it.
Fucking
Cleo,
tell me
thank you
wrong.
so much for coming. I think you were probably in the first 10 people that I've followed when I first came out. So it's been really fun to watch you and everything that you've done. You've been an absolute delight on here. And
Oh, thank you.
yeah, it was really nice.
Yeah.
No, honestly, I'm so happy that we connected, and just really grateful. And honestly, it's really what I needed right now. So it was great timing. And
I know you've been going through some rough shit, so we'll pull you out of it.
Yeah. Well, awesome. Well, thanks so much for coming on again. And for those who are listening, if you don't subscribe to our Patreon, this is where we're going to leave you, and we'll see you next week. But if you do subscribe to our Patreon, stick around because it's going to get really fun. We're going to explain why Dexter is trans. Anyways,
Cleo, are you willing to get naked with us in the after hours?
maybe not naked, but I can wear something sultry.
Oh, okay,
Sultry.
we'll take it.
you know,
that
honestly,
word.
if that
Is
doesn't
that a word? Because obviously, me being Italian, I do make up my words sometimes. I
No,
do.
sultry.
I do
that's
that.
So good.
Is that a word?
Yes.
yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Describes me perfectly.
If that doesn't get some more subscriptions, I don't know what will. But anyway.
Sultry.
Cleo, real quick, how do people find you who want to find you on the internet? What do they search for? What's your Instagram?
My user stereotypical _Cleo. Stereotypical Cleo. But also I think if you just Google my name, my Instagram will pop up. But also stereotypical Cleo on TikTok, Instagram, pretty much all my social media, it's the same username. So
I love
Nice.
it.
Makes it
Well,
easy.
we'll put that in big bold letters. But awesome. Well, thanks everybody for listening for Girl Dad Girls. I am that QT Danny B.
I'm Micaela Garcia.
I am Bree St. Marie.
And Cleo,
Hi.
thank you so much.
Yeah.
We will see everybody in the after hours. So
Let's go get naked.
Yay!
This has been a production of Girl Dad Girls Podcast. Check out new episodes every Thursday. If you are interested in knowing more, please email info@girldadgirls.com or find us on Instagram @girldadgirls. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.